What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with another comic book review, and today we're going to be reviewing the volume comic of Godzilla Cataclysm. Just get straight on into this review. The front cover of Godzilla Cataclysm, very dark, very hellish-like with all the colors and everything, and then on the back side, you got more of that hellish kind of color, a very, grim, dark red to, kind of tannish orange, just overall very dark setting, and you can tell that Godzilla Cataclysm means business, and it's very serious, it's very dark, and in a ways it's somewhat sad as well. So I'm going to read the back here, which is kind of just a preview of everything, and I will go not page by page, but little by little, showing you guys the inside of this book and everything else. So anyways, years have passed since the monster apocalypse nearly destroyed mankind. Now it is merely a distant, nightmarish memory for Hiroshi, an elder in one of the few remaining tribes of humans. But the past is never as far away as we wish, and Hiroshi's memories may yet save the future. So, as you can tell from that, yes, it is pretty much hell on Earth. The monsters, Godzilla and pretty much everyone else, the monsters ended up fighting each other, but at the same time taking out most of the planet and most of humanity. Here's an opening shot of how it all starts. You got Manda, Anguirus, Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, pretty much all the big names in there, all fighting it out in one crazy hellish battle. It's pretty nuts. Again, this comic is very dark and pretty sad, but more or less it's hell on Earth. You got, again, here's a shot of the human tribe, or one of the few human tribes left, as they call it in this comic. So, you can see that these people are, barely making it by on their own when it's hell on Earth, having to grow all their own food. People go into the broken cities and the destroyed cities and the wreckage, scavenging for, what's left that they can find of food or water or whatever. See if I can find some other stuff here. But, I mean, this is a really gruesome comic. You got the Kamacuras, the giant praying mantis. There's a whole bunch of them. They end up going after these guys here early on in the book. And Biollante ends up coming into the scene. And the funny thing is Biollante is actually, from what I get from this story, Biollante is trying to recover the Earth from all this devastation. She's pretty much trying to bring the Earth back to, normal, more or less, with, plant growth and, making the Earth a lovely place to live and everything again. But Godzilla comes onto the scene and, pretty much fights Biollante and tries to kill her. And then Mothra ends up coming along and trying to save Biollante. So you got monsters like Mothra and Biollante who don't want all this destruction no more. They want the Earth to go back to the way it was, pretty much, and, be done with it. But the reasoning behind why Godzilla may not want that, I'll get into here in a little bit. But it is kind of cool, I will say, how some of the humans that are left pray to the monsters as if they are gods. You got here some prayed to Mothra to bring good fortune. Others called King Ghidorah to bring rain and everything like that. And then others believed Ebirah would bring plentiful fishing trips. So it would bring you go fishing and you bring back a lot. So here's a shot of that, of all the different prophecies that people believed in and prayed to some of these monsters as if they were gods. And the main character, what's his name again? Hiroshi, he pretty much prays that, Godzilla would never return, Godzilla would just go away. Yeah, but, of course his prayers are never answered because Godzilla ends up coming back. So you got Godzilla and Biollante fighting for a good amount of time. Mothra comes in, she tries to save Biollante. One of the kids actually brings a fragment of Biollante back to camp, and I forget if Hiroshi's his grandfather. I think it's his grandfather, but he pretty much says that was a bad idea because Godzilla, as we all know, has always been drawn to Biollante, whether it was in the movie or in this case the comic. he's always been drawn to Biollante. So Godzilla ends up finding his way to camp. They have to evacuate the camp and whatnot because Godzilla is being drawn to this fragment piece of Biollante. And the reason Hiroshi has this connection with Godzilla was because what started the monster apocalypse was, you know, the military or the government or whatever. You know, Hiroshi has these special, you know, psychic powers, and they got all these people together, linked them up to a machine to try to control these monsters. But once the monsters broke free, Godzilla kind of went on a rampage, as well as the others, and that's how Hell on Earth happened, pretty much. So Hiroshi feels bad for what he did, and kind of wants Godzilla just to stop being angry at humanity and everything, which, of course, it takes a while for that to happen, but it eventually does happen. Megaguirus also makes an appearance in this book, fights Mothra, and Hiroshi ends up eventually dying from Destroya, because Destroya ends up making an appearance in this. And then it's pretty much Godzilla and Destroya in the final battle, more or less. And once Godzilla defeats Destroya, he pretty much goes back into the ocean. But Hiroshi, you know, he dies from Destroya. Pretty much kills him, and once he dies, Godzilla is kind of at peace, because I guess there's just a little bit of that psychic link left, and Godzilla just wouldn't be happy unless, you know, Hiroshi died. I'm guessing that's the whole deal with the comic. I'm not sure. I'd have to read it again. But you know, it's funny how. And I love the way it ends as well. It's like no matter how many times death looms overhead, rebirth is always close behind. So that pretty much shows that even though it's hell on earth, things can go back to the way it was. All it takes is some time and some effort. And again, I collect the volumes just because, again, you do get some awesome artwork. Especially a lot of this artwork is by Bob Ellington. So you get a lot of awesome artwork here in the back. And it is just flawless. So I love collecting the volumes just because you get these little art galleries in the back. But anyway, that's my little quick review of Godzilla Cataclysm. Let me see if I can get this to stand here. And anyway, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this kind of quick review. I kind of went in a little more in depth on this just because I read it recently. So it's kind of fresh in my mind still. Anyway, you guys, hope you guys enjoy this review of Godzilla Cataclysm. We are Godzilla fan freaks. Like always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video review. Thank you for watching.